Hello and welcome to our viewers here in the United States and all around the world. I'm Lynda Kinkade with CNN's continuing coverage of Israel at war. Right now it is 9 a.m. in Israel, where an American woman and her teenage daughter are undergoing medical evaluations after being released by Hamas. Natalie Raanan and her mother Judith both live in Illinois, and Natalie had just graduated from high school. They were visiting family at a kibbutz close to Gaza when they were taken hostage by Hamas 2 weeks ago. Back home in Illinois, Natalie's father said he couldn't wait to see his daughter again.
I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, for 2 weeks. I haven't been sleeping for 2 weeks. Tonight I'm going to sleep good. I spoke with my daughter earlier today. She sounds very good. She looks very good. She was very happy, and she's waiting to come home. I'm going to hug her and kiss her, and it's going to be the best day of my life.
Well, Israel says the hostage release was the result of military pressure on Hamas. But a statement from the group claimed it was done for humanitarian reasons. Hamas is believed to be holding about 200 hostages. CNN's Polglase joins us now live from London with more on this surprising development. Good to have you with us, Katie. So a mother and a teenage daughter from Chicago now free, a huge relief for their family. Why did Hamas free these two hostages, and what do we know about their condition?
Morning, Lynda. Well, yes, the presenting of narratives here is always pretty key. Hamas are saying that they did it for humanitarian reasons. They're talking, they say, with other friendly nations, including Egypt and Qatar, about the release of other foreign nationals. And of course, from the Israeli perspective, there is a very different narrative. They say that this is because of them. They've put severe military pressure on Hamas, and that is what Hamas have then given as a result, and this is part of an indication that Hamas want a lessening of this military barrage, probably in reference to the severe airstrikes that have been hitting Gaza in the past few days. These different narratives, again, it depends which side you view, but clearly the outcome is positive for the hostages, and that is the most important thing, certainly. Here, have a listen to what the Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, had to say about their release.
We welcome their release. We share in the relief that their families, friends, and loved ones are feeling. But there are still 10 additional Americans who remain unaccounted for in this conflict. We know that some of them are being held hostage by Hamas, along with an estimated 200 other hostages held in Gaza.
And that, of course, is very worrying. 200 people still hostage in Gaza. It's a large number of people, and it's worth noting that among those are more than 20 people under 18, children being held. We don't know the conditions of what they're living in, but you can see from how we're reporting on the overall situation in Gaza that the humanitarian situation is very, very bad. It's very dire. And so clearly there is still a lot to work on. The priority next for all of these actors, especially the United States, will be getting the rest of these hostages out. Lynda.
And surely the fact that two women have now been released must give other families hope when it comes to negotiations. What do we know, Katie, about the other countries involved in their release?
There's definitely a sign of hope here, for sure, and there has been, let's not forget, an agonizing wait. 14 days these two were held hostage. The others still remain there, and in the meantime, we've been seeing really very little information as to how they are doing, their condition. Unfortunately, some of the information has come from terrifying videos appearing on social media where families think they may or may have not identified a relative in a video. Horrific things to be dealing with. In terms of the actors, the mediators, Qatar has been a key country that has been acknowledged not only by Israel but the United States as well. They have been mediating, talking to Hamas, enabling this negotiation to go through. And as we saw with these two released, they got to the border with Israel, and then the Red Cross, of course, NGOs are always involved with this kind of process as well, and Israel then took them across, and they then got to a military base where they're receiving aid and getting checked on. So there are other actors as well. Hamas have said that they are also talking with Egypt about this. Again, as we've seen with this conflict overall, there are a lot of different actors with stake in this conflict, but getting hostages out, making sure that civilians are not impacted when clearly they have been so horrifically so far, is something that all actors want to alleviate if possible.
Katie Polglase in London. Good to have you with us on this story. Thanks so much.